Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to Straight Talk with Sophia One. Today is March the 3rd, 2023, and we are going to explore the question, what am I here to do, and what comes next? And to start us off, I will ask our questioner to talk about his question. So go ahead.
Hi, Sophia One.
Hi.
This this journey that we are on has been a difficult one for me, but I have felt since childhood this is a journey I take for some purpose. I never believed that church gave me the opportunity to express myself as to what was going on in myself. I used to speak to God in the open on my own, asking for answers as a kid. I got married at 18, had two kids, then it ended when I was 22. I spent many years single and drinking a lot of alcohol till I met someone who was 32, the love of my life. We had so much in common and loved the same things. Then we had a surprise many years later when I was 44. We had a baby girl. Then within a year, my wife got cancer and I lost her when my daughter was 3 years old. And I have raised her on my own since. I miss my wife every day. I keep pushing on. She has the same temperament as her mother, but is so full of love that makes me smile every day. She once told us when she was 2 years old that she'd picked us, chose us. What a blessing. I want the world to be a better place and help anyone who feels the same. Where do I go from here?
Thank you. I spoke to one about 3 times around your question. And I just would like to say for you and for anyone listening that it was a very moving interaction, not only surrounding your question, but surrounding the whole concept of who we are, how we're connected to one another, and what love is and what love isn't. And so what I'd like to do is read some of what I was told and interrupt me or to tell me how it strikes you or ask more questions. And we'll try to take the bulk of it with one's answer. Okay.
Okay, right.
Oh, okay. He said, in every case, the life of someone who is here to assist with this great awakening has been difficult. He said, this is because of those of you who are here to assist the race are very old souls. And you've come for your own benefit. You've also come for your own benefit, either to experience something from another perspective or to learn something that you've never encountered. And then he said, lives like the one he's led are always chosen for the sake of wisdom and growth. And that was how we started. He went on to say that, and a lot of our conversation was around the concept of connections with other people. He said, you're all connected, all of you, but in each life, there will be others who choose to travel with you for mutual benefit. He said it's never one-sided, and so you don't have to be concerned. There's never debt incurred. You have been an assist for them at some other point, and they may be there to assist you in your current life. And he said, there are groups of souls who feel a stronger bond due to repetition and familiarity. And in that, he was speaking of more intimate connections, close ties, family. He said these are interactions that affect the course of your life. And he went on to say that if you feel a connection to someone else, that you can be certain that they feel it as well. And then he started to talk about you specifically. And he said, you chose to explore the heart as well as self-control. He said he is a deeply passionate and active individual. His purpose holds many components. He said on a deeply personal front, he chose to experience loss. And then he talked about your bond with your second wife. And he said it was her gift to him to leave when she did, and also to provide him with a child.
Yes, I believe that. I
Do you do
believe
you,
that is,
you feel that?
yes, yes. I really felt the connection, especially when she found out she had cancer and wanted to get married. And when we got that day we got married, we just that connection, you just felt it. It was real love, you know.
Mm-hmm,
We just felt that.
mm-hmm,
We knew she didn't have long, but she fought on for as much as she could.
mm-hmm. It sounds like she fought on a lot longer than they expected.
Oh yeah, she was a fighter.
Mhm.
She was a redhead as well.
Ah, well, that's interesting you say that because I wrote because I get impressions and visuals sometimes that I don't make
Yeah,
any sense to me. And at one point, let's see where I saw this. I said, this is what I said. When I said it was her gift to him to leave when she did and to provide you with a child, I said, I sense here a huge smile and for some reason the color red,
yeah.
as well as a deep core of love just waiting to burst forth. I have a sense of expectation and light peeking around the corner, waiting to emerge. It is waiting, yet it is also impatient. And my sense at the time was that was you.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if that was her or
Well,
what.
my daughter's a redhead as well.
Oh,
It
okay.
could be both.
So that's why red came through. Okay. Okay.
That's
Um,
why I said she had the same temperament as her mother.
yeah, yeah. Okay. I had a lot of impressions, and I'll just speak to them now before we do the rest of it. Not only the color red, but I had a feeling of your daughter or of your wife, your daughter's mother, and just so much joy and love. It was it was overwhelming, actually. And she came through several times. Um, and I had to stop because it was so overwhelming and just beautiful. Um,
Yeah.
and and anyway, I'll just go on. But I had, I didn't see physically a person, but I just could feel her, uh, just huge love. Um, so she said, I wrote, and this is what one said, that's that she loved him so deeply that she agreed to participate, knowing how painful it would be for you, and
Yeah.
that she is with you always. And um, th- the rest of a lot of what was said now is about you specifically. And this is what one said. He has an enormous capacity for love, and this is one of his purposes here. Um, his reason for being here is to ground the huge force of love that is incoming. He is like a stabilizer for it. He can hold it, express it, and promote its expansion. And then he said his capacity for love is one he has struggled with because of feelings of needing to keep it contained. And then he said he does not. So at that point, I don't know. what I felt at that point when he said that was that I felt her again, and again smiling and shining, and she was saying, she was getting across this idea that this was your a combined mission of the both of you,
Ah,
so that do you know what I mean by that? That
yes,
you agreed
yes,
together that she would do this, she would leave, you would do this next part. Um, does that make sense to you?
yes, it
Does
does.
it? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Just her timing as well. It was right before the pandemic, you
Mm-hmm.
know. It
Mm-hmm.
just seems you just get the feeling, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He talks about, he said, the question, what comes next, can be answered by looking at your past. Those moments when you found brilliance and experienced joy, passion, and expansion. His heart led the way at those moments, and the experience of limitless love was felt, and this is where he shines. And there's something else that he said after that. He said, let us look at what love is and what love isn't. He said, love is boundless and free. It doesn't operate within boundaries at all. It is not noble to love one over another. There is no right way to love or wrong way. Love allows, it never ends, it gives always without concern for what is being returned. Love is not something that happens only once or with only a specific person. It's like a field of wildflowers. Those who come to demonstrate love have experienced it fully. And then he said, remember the law of attraction. It is those who feel an abundance of love who attract others looking to experience it as well. He said, one love does not negate or lessen another love. That connections are true. Once a bond is felt and then lived with, it exists always. And discovering another bond is a different thing altogether. It can't affect the first one, and nothing has the power to negate love. He said, what he will discover is that in an exploration of that expansion, he will realize the brilliance he knew. He'll realize that, feel it again. He carries a vast potential for love. The world needs souls such as his who have the capacity to stabilize and ground the influx of love coming in. He
That's
went,
beautiful.
it, and there's more. There's so much more. Uh, he's um he said holding this holding love and allowing love for you will bring a new direction for you. And this way you will begin your chosen path. His advice was to trust your heart, and that once and your heart will lead you to that path. And once you set on that path, you will recognize love in what you see, and that will be a sign. And the sign will remind you that you're on the right path, your chosen path, the mission that you came for. And then again, I said I felt at that point that that was your mission in combination with your second wife.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. Um, he said also that you were meant to lead. He said he doesn't see himself always as a leader, but it is part of what he came to do. That once you begin following your heart, avenues will become apparent to you. And he ended this part by saying it's time for him to open the door to his heart.
Okay. Hmm.
How does that fit or feel or what?
Yeah, I mean, after my first wife broke up, I kind of closed my heart off for a time. And then when I met my second wife, she opened my heart up, and it was overwhelming. And you just feel this intense love for everyone. You sometimes feel like an observer, watching people and the way they behave. And if they just felt love, real love, everything would change.
Sounds like it did change for you.
Yes. Just wasn't sure where my path was leading.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But also, when my wife passed, it was the first time I'd felt any real personal loss in my life. And I felt like this was something to experience for myself. I'd never experienced any loss personally. And there's a lot to learn from that and grow.
That was how many years ago for you? It was,
And
it
4 years ago now,
was 4 years ago.
yes, time's flying in. It seems to be going very quickly.
She left before the pandemic and everything.
Yes.
Yeah. So you've had a lot. So that loss and then everything else at once. Wow.
Trying to balance my life. I mean, our loss is felt every day. I
Yeah.
mean, I have a stepdaughter as well, which was my wife's daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and she misses her dearly as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm basically raising two children, even though one is 23.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. You never stop raising them.
No, you don't.
Oh,
And you
no.
try to give them advice.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they take that on board or not, that is their choice,
Yeah.
you know. And I always say, never be judgmental. Let people decide their own, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's the beauty of why we're here. It's free will, right?
Yes.
We get to choose. And if we mess it up, well, we get that too. Get to
Yes.
see what happened, right?
Oh, that's great. I feel much better after hearing that.
Oh, do you?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
What sound recorder? Yes, I do. I feel much better.
good. That's wonderful. I think I'll send you the everything that she said or that he said and she said and you said I felt and everything I saw. I've written it all out. It's 5 pages. So
Wow.
pour a cup of coffee or
I
something
will.
before you start reading it because it's a lot. Um,
It is.
there's just I want to just share a small part of it that is not specifically to you, but it's about the idea of different kinds of connections. And
Yes.
it was beautiful, and I didn't say it out loud, and I'd like to so that others who listen to this can hear it because it was just so beautiful. Um, so before we close, if we just take a minute, he said connections come in numerous forms and types, and here are just a few. And he said someone who teaches you what love is, someone who teaches you what joy is, someone who instills fear, someone who evokes compassion, someone who sparks brilliance, someone who demonstrates healing, someone who needs something that only you can give them. It could be boundaries, rewards, punishment, generosity. He said, someone who is a mirror so that you may recognize yourself. And he said, these are only a few. I just thought that was beautiful because
Yes,
y-
that's beautiful.
mhm, I think you've had such a powerful connection and more than one, clearly, but um, I think it's easy for us, I can speak for myself, it's easy to disregard some as not as important as others, but they're all they're all agreed on interactions and we have them with so many people,
Yes.
um, even if they're fleeting. Did you have anything you want to ask else or anything you also you'd like to
No,
say?
that was just beautiful. Just beautiful. Very emotional.
Yeah, yeah, was.
And I'm glad I asked the question.
I am too. I'm glad I got to feel a bit of the love that you have.
Yeah,
It's astounding. So,
we're
so
changing the world
yeah, we are
every day.
every day, every day. Well, okay. Thank you for being willing to join our adventure in talking about what's going
Thank you,
on.
Sophia. Thank you, Sophia. And thank you, Juan. Thank you.
Okay. Bye now.
Bye.